welcome to Canadian Politics is Boring.
Hello and welcome to Canadian Politics is Boring. I am Rhys Waters and I don't think Canadian politics is boring. And with me is Jesse Harley, who does think it's boring.
I'm Jesse Harley and I think Canadian politics is boring. Although I have to admit, Rhys, my friend Rhys here has been proving me wrong with some very entertaining episodes. Thank you so much for joining us. Rhys, what do you have to teach me today?
I want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
This is a thought exercise.
Done.
And imagine a prison camp for your political enemies.
Oh, okay.
Imagine you do it a lot, so it shouldn't be too bad. Is it a nice place?
Well, no.
So, like, you think describe
I'm
what
thinking
you
like mud,
see.
like no floors, just mud and tents, and
Mud and
like
tents.
barbed wire, and like it's raining all the time. I don't know how.
Open
we do that.
toilets.
Oh, yeah, well, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, right?
Yeah, everyone's sad.
You have to be. It's mandatory.
Right.
You have to be.
Well, now imagine that prison camp is run by Canadians. How does that change? How does that change your prison camp?
Pancake breakfast every morning with fresh maple syrup. You know, yeah. We start every
Are
day
these
by
beds comfy enough for you?
start every day by saying sorry. We apologize as much as we can. Yeah.
Sorry for day 132 in the camp. I'm really sorry. Have you ever been to a prison camp? Just out of interest, have you ever been a political prisoner?
No. What? No.
No, me neither. I was just checking. You might have some.
Yeah.
You might have some valid experience you could throw into the episode that would, color it a bit.
Thank you for asking, I guess.
No. That's your next pickup line. Is
Hey, have you ever been a political prisoner? I'll be the sad, sorry sack of crap who actually does find one. I'm trying to make a joke at a bar, and she actually was a political prisoner. And starts crying. I'm like, oh, okay.
Let's try this other place. It's fine. Go to a different bar. So when it looked like Britain was going to be invaded in 1940 and the war wasn't going very well for Britain, Germany was kind of on the French coast, kind of looking at options to jump over and take over. The prisoners of war held in the UK were transferred out of the country to Canada, basically so that they couldn't be freed again by invading forces if Nazi Germany kind of did invade the UK.
Okay.
So between 1940 and 1946, the Canadian government operated a prisoner of war camp in Gravenhurst, Ontario, which is like a few hours north of Toronto, known as Camp 20, which sounds sinister.
I mean, I could think of more sinister names, but sure, Camp 20, sure.
Welcome to Camp 20.
I guess it really depends on how you say it.
Yeah. Camp 20. So
welcome to Camp 20.
Exactly. So built on the site of a former hotel that operated in the late 1800s, was basically then converted into a private sanatorium for people with tuberculosis. It was closed in 19...
What is it? A sanatorium?
Yeah. So it's kind of where people would go to get better. They would just kind of like have physiotherapy and be fed good food and rest. And so this hotel became a hospital and then shut down. So then it was reopened as the prison camp in 1940, and it held 489 prisoners. Now,
wow.
They had the most Canadian tactic ever because they were really worried about the prisoners escaping from the camp.
Okay.
The strategy was to make the place as nice as possible that they would not want to escape. They would want to stay and just have a nice time.
Are you making that, or is this something you've read? Like, is that actually what
this
they've
said? This is the strategy. This is on the website specifically for this town, for Gravenhurst, talking about the history of it. So the whole strategy was so imagine you're a young German soldier. You've been like watching all this Nazi propaganda. You think that you're going to do the right thing. You've been brainwashed, and then they ship you over to Canada, and you have a choice between either trying to escape to rejoin the war effort,
right,
or relax in Ontario and just have a nice time. So
All right, I want to hear what this nice time is. Just tell me.
They had a swimming area, so they could just go swimming whenever they wanted, and they built themselves an aquarium.
What?
So I'm a free person. I don't live in a prison camp. I've never had the time or the money to build my own personal aquarium.
So they got them to build an aquarium.
No, they decided they wanted to build an aquarium.
The prisoners did?
They were like, let's have a vote. What should we do? Let's build an aquarium.
The prisoners decided.
They decided to build an aquarium, yeah.
And they're like, oh. And
which is pretty niche.
The prisoner guards are like, sure, yep, that sounds fun.
They gave them what they need. What do you need? Glass, water, fish, plastic, vegetation. One of those little treasure chests with bubbles that opens.
We've all become CB radio enthusiasts. We really want to build CB radios, and then
we want to design and build jetpacks capable of intercontinental flight. They also, to keep them busy, they worked on different projects. They were obviously so good at making things. They obviously made a pretty good aquarium, because then they were taken around. There's a place called Gull Lake Park where there's still a set of stone steps that remain because their workmanship was so good. So they were building things, and they built a mini lighthouse in the park that is still there today.
Out in the park. So
you take them out to the park, yeah. So
describe to me.
How do you feel? How do you feel about this prison camp so far?
What I want is for you to, let's do a little imagination here. Let's do a little role play scenario. So let's say I'm a prisoner, a German prisoner of war, and I show up to this camp. I want you to run me through a typical day at Camp 20.
Another day in Camp 20. Oh, you're writing like, dear diary, today we woke up. Woke up. We had maple syrup and pancakes. My stomach hurt. I was so full. I could only drink 5 cups of coffee. And then the Canadians politely asked us to begin our workday. It's my job to put the scuba gear on and clean the octopus enclosure at the aquarium. I was pooped after cleaning the entire tank. So they gave me the afternoon off. We had a barbecue. We watched Trailer Park Boys on Netflix. And then we went to bed about 8 p.m. Meanwhile, the elaborate escape plan has kind of, it's gone. We haven't really looked at it for a while. We filed it away. We're just too busy having fun at the aquarium to really take the escape plan seriously. I know Hitler needs us. I know it's not going very well at the moment, but, the aquarium needs our help. I mean, if I was a prisoner and I built an aquarium, I would want to go one better and build a zoo. And that's what they did. They built a small zoo.
What?
In the
What
camp.
are you talking about?
They built a small zoo that had a monkey. It didn't say what other animals they had, but they did have a zoo.
That's just a place to put a monkey.
But they also had...
The zoo has many animals. That's just a cage with a monkey in it.
Maybe they started the zoo and they didn't get very far and the war ended.
So it was just one monkey, a zoo with a single monkey.
There was one other animal, and this is just mind-blowing. They had a black bear that prisoners could wrestle as a form of exercise.
What? Are you sure it wasn't like if you beat this bear, we'll release you? Like you can. No, it's like a weird bet for the guards. Like, anyone who wants a chance to escape, wrestle the bear.
What are you gonna do? I might do a bit of cardio. I might do some yoga, and then I'm gonna wrestle the bear just to finish today's workout off. I would love it if they brought that into Good Life Fitness.
Just slather the prisoners in Canadian back bacon and send them into the pit with the black bear.
And the camp had its own gardens where prisoners could grow their own vegetables, and they would smoke sausages from the local animals, which I guess was the bears who lost.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry? You better get in that cage and wrestle that bear.
Whoever loses this fight is going to be smoked for sausages. So many prisoners had the opportunity to work outside of the camp at lumber camps in the area, and they received a small wage as well as access to the outside world. Through this access to the outside world, many German prisoners of war had love affairs with the local girls.
So they could just leave?
So
here's some money. Thanks for the work. You get the weekend off.
So private aquarium, private zoo, a bear to wrestle, local girls who were intrigued by your accent,
but
pancakes.
freedom, actual
And
freedom. Like,
and money. They could save the money up.
here's some money. Leave the prison. We hope you come back. Like, that's what happened. This was a
But this is like a genius Canadian tactic, because they all had an incredible time.
Did they all come back? Did anyone escape?
But it was World War II. Imagine like all the horrible things that were happening around the world to so many other people.
Right.
And they got to build an aquarium and wrestle a bear. Ultimately, what happened was, when they sent them all back to Germany, a lot of the soldiers come back on a regular basis and have been coming back. I mean, they're really old now, so I don't know how many do, but they had an amazing relationship with the local community for decades after the war, and used to come back all the time for reunions.
They came back for prisoner camp reunions. That is a kind
because
of
all the guards were like local people.
It's got to be the only prison camp reunion in the world. Like, exactly.
Look, I found the prison guard who used to watch over me at night on Facebook.
Right.
Wow. I'm going to add him in as a friend.
What a swell guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me bear wrestling tips. Yeah.
Exactly. Despite this, Ulrich Steinhippler.
Say that again?
Ulrich Steinhippler, a German fighter ace who shot down 5 RAF planes during the Battle of Britain before being shot down himself, was one of the prisoners, and he'd made 3 previous escape attempts, and he did try and escape 2 times from Gravenhurst. It doesn't say whether they caught him or whether he just walked a few miles and was like, who am I kidding? I can't leave Camp 20. Tomorrow's bingo. So then 1946, the war was over, Camp 20 closed, and I know, but it's all right, the party didn't stop. In 1948...
the party didn't stop.
No.
Camp 20, where the party never stops.
Because they'd done such a good job of looking after their prison camp, it was reopened in 1948 as the Leyland Holiday Village.
Oh my God, what? Come get treated like prisoners.
Exactly. So essentially it became, a holiday village straight after. It had an aquarium, you could wrestle a bear, they had a monkey. And it was even open in the 60s. It was a vacation area for Jewish youth. They would have kind of summer camps there and things. It was a nice place. So it's just a bizarre story.
It's insane.
They're very lucky to have gone to a Canadian prison camp, and then so much so that they felt a connection to that town for the rest of their lives in a really favorable sense. It's bizarre.
I want to visit this place now. I want to go.
I want to go see the lighthouse.
Is it currently? Is it still open?
No, there's only like a few ruins left of it. It kind of fell apart.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's been developed for a housing. It's like a housing.
That would also make an incredible
project.
Miniseries.
It would,
like, incredible, especially if it was done like half serious sort of thing. Like a dramedy sort of thing. I think that would be.
Well, imagine you did it from the perspective of Ulrich Steinhippler, as he's trying to
say that again one more time.
Ulrich Steinhippler.
Hold on, wait,
I don't know whether my German is good or not. But I think,
wait. I'm going to try something. I want you to repeat that over and over again in a second. 3, 2, 1. You got to make it a techno.
I was trying to find an in point.
Oh, okay.
I've got no rhythm. Steinhippler.
You're right. You have no rhythm.
I've got no rhythm at all. So I wouldn't bother trying. So I would like to see a TV show from his perspective where he goes.
If one of our listeners can make techno, please feel free to remix that and send it to us at CanadianPoliticsIsBoring@gmail.com. Might put it on the show.
Yeah, I'd love to do a show from the perspective of Ulrich, and it's him. He's this German fighter ace. He's a war hero, and the story is him going there, hating everyone for having a nice time, not understanding why they don't want to go back and fight in the war. But in the end, he gets won over, and to say thank you, they put him in charge of the monkey.
What's the name of the show called? Camp 20.
Camp 20, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
But it'd be like the poster would be all nice. It'd be a big banner, hearts everywhere, drawn in crayons, right? Like,
I imagine this would this is the only prison camp in the world where the prisoners all hid to make the guards think that they'd all escaped. And then the guards were like, where have they gone? Oh, shit, send the dogs out, get the helicopters. We got to find them. And then they all jump out and went, surprise! April Fools.
We wouldn't leave today. This is Pancake Tuesday. I'd like to think, like, if word got out and got twisted on the way back to Germany, like how would this be made to sound like a horrible place? First off, they force you to wrestle a bear, right? Like, okay. Secondly,
then the aquarium has got like deadly sharks and crocodiles that they forced you to swim.
Yes, of course.
With.
Yeah.
It's hard to put a negative spin on it because it was a holiday destination,
right?
Then it was a prison camp, and then it was a holiday destination again.
The hot box is just the sauna, you know.
Exactly. But like knowing what happened to lots of people in World War II, they're lucky bastards.
Yeah, no kidding. This is the only prison camp where the guards wish they were the prisoners.
They had to watch prisoners have fun and make sure they were having fun, so that they were always on a high and didn't want to escape.
Heimlich, how's that steak tasting, buddy? It looks pretty good there. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Yeah. Oh, you're going poker later, is it? Oh, yeah. No, that's not my shifts. Keep going for a while. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's have fun at poker tonight, bud. All right. Oh, yeah. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. This is me pretending to be a prisoner guard talking to a prisoner. If you haven't guessed, this is.
I love the idea of them having a team meeting every morning where they go, right, guys, how are we going to make today more fun than yesterday for the prisoners? I know it's been 6 years and we've had a really good run. What possible thing can we do to top yesterday?
Fred, if you say balloon animals one more time, I swear to God.
Yeah, exactly.
This has been really fun. This is a
cool. Okay, so I think we should call this episode Done.
Done and done.
And thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the nicest prison camp.
The nicest prison camp in the world.
The nicest prison. Oh, the history's nicest prison camp was an episode.
That was delightful. That made my day. Thank you again if you've been supporting the show however you have been. We've been exploding, and it's all thanks to you. So so just an extra thank you very much for that. But it's
I haven't exploded, but
not yet. We're waiting.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. Yeah. like a dead whale on a beach. So
did they explode?
Yeah, the acid in their stomach causes them to expand and they burst.
Like TNT, like dynamite, like kaboom.
No, just like all the blubber and stuff.
Oh, okay, so a gross explosion, not like a massive explosion.
You don't want to stand next to it. You get covered in like rancid blubber. So, what a lovely way to end the episode. If you'd like to see images of rancid blubber, don't go to CanadianPoliticsIsBoring.com. Google rancid blubber in Google image search, and you'll see everything you need there. But for everything else, go to CanadianPoliticsIsBoring.com. Thank you.
Thank you.